We are going to talk about whole steps and half steps today. A whole step means that there's a note in between. So here's an example. If I start on C and I go up to D, you can see the note in between. This is a whole step. Here are three more examples of whole steps. I can play F sharp and I would go up to G sharp. Do you see the note in between? That means that F sharp to G sharp is a whole step. I can also go from a white note to a black note, such as from B up to C sharp. There's a note in between. That makes that a whole step. Or I can go from a black note, B flat, up to C. That makes a whole step because there's a note in between. Now let's talk about half steps. Half steps mean you go to the very next note and there's no note in between the two. For example, if I start at C and I go to C sharp, there's no note in between. That's a half step. If I start on F and I go up to F sharp, that's a half step because there's no note in between. If I start on a white note, B, I have to go to C to make a half step because there's no note in between. If I start on E, I would go up to F because there's no note in between. So going up a half step doesn't always mean that I go to the very next black note. It just means that I go to the very next note with nothing in between.